Here's the strange thing about the McCarthy years. With a cloud of suspicion hanging over them, Chinese Americans were making a move to the mainstream, getting a taste of the good life. You see it all in Sean Wong and his family. His dad was an engineer. Yes, a Chinese engineer in America at a time when few could imagine such a thing. They lived in Berkeley.
My mother used to tell me, "We're Chinese and you're Chinese American." I have no idea what that was. I didn't know what the difference was. My mother would wear Chinese dresses, cheongsams. My mother and father would speak Chinese to each other at home. And here I am, this little boy. I wanted to be Willie Mays. I wanted to be Roy Rogers. When I was young, I went to a lot of different schools. My family moved around a lot, so I was always the new person at the school. When I was in the second grade, my father took a job in Taiwan, working as an engineer for the U.S. Navy. And I'm enrolled in the American school there in Taiwan, along with a lot of other military kids. And I remember on the first day of school, we're waiting by the street, and I'm with my mother. And the school bus comes by, and we get on the bus, and all the kids in the bus who are all white start chanting, "No Chinese allowed on this bus." And the first thought that popped in my mind is that, oh no, it's okay. She's my mom. You know, I didn't think of myself as Chinese. I thought of myself as being just like them. I think I just had to figure it out on my own. Your parents always are telling you, be proud you're Chinese, you know? And of course, yeah, right, Mom. You know, that doesn't help me out in the schoolyard.
I definitely grew up hearing every kind of taunt, and it would make me angry. Most of the time it wasn't like that. I had wonderful friends and neighbors and people I grew up with, but you never knew when something like that would happen. You never knew when somebody would yell at you, "Go back where you came from."
They were doing what most kids do, fishing around for a model, trying to fit in.
I remember in 1958 noticing that Cal had a Japanese-American football player. I'd never even heard of such a thing. And his name was Pete D'Amoto. His number was number 60, and he played left guard for the Rose Bowl-bound California Bears. I used to run down onto the field with the other little kids at the end of the game. Other kids were trying to get quarterback Joe Cap's autograph, and I was there trying to find Pete D'Amoto. I wanted his autograph. I wanted to see if he looked Asian, you know, if he looked like me. Because here was some guy who was a football player, and that was something spectacular.